It's 19 hours GMT. Good evening and welcome to News Night. My name is Kenneth. Yes, here are stories making headlines tonight. Day 2 of the MPP constituency election has ended in agitations as embittered MPP members in Domi Kwabenya vowed to boycott the elections on Sunday in protest of alleged exclusion of over 600 delegates. Despite last-minute attempt to halt implementation of the electronic transaction levy by the minority, some activists, government says there is no way turning back as all is set for it to take off on Sunday. A lot of hype about non-fungible tokens ongoing. Is it about the fear of missing out, the craze to earn money, or just some fuss about digital art? We provide answers to you later in business. And on the international front, 6 soldiers killed in rebel attack, the latest in the mineral-rich Central African Republic, mad in violence since 2013. Details coming up shortly. Stay with us. Hello again. We begin this bulletin with the ongoing constituency elections of the ruling New Patriotic Party, where day 2 of the exercise has come to an end amidst agitations of some infractions. In the Dom Kwabenya constituency in the Greater Accra region, some aggrieved delegates have threatened to boycott the constituency elections slated for Sunday, May 1, over allegations of bias against them by leadership of the party. My colleague Henry Kwesi Bedu has the rest of the story.
Personal interest in tea, and then we had the Kwabenya, yes, somebody for another.
Some Domi Kwabenya delegates expressing their displeasure at the New Patriotic Party's national leadership. Claim the Constituency Elections Committee has employed mechanisms to create a dubious and flawed album calculated to disenfranchise delegates who are sympathetic towards the incumbent Member of Parliament for the area, Sarah Ajwa Safo. According to them, all attempts by their group to get the situation resolved through the party's internal dispute resolution mechanism have proven futile.
Over 600 names have been taken from the album.
Is it targeted?
Yes, it's targeted because these are people who are perceived to be supporters of the Member of Parliament. Yes, these are people who are perceived to be supporters of the Member of Parliament and the team contesting in this election. So they are the people whose names have been removed from the album.
Sure. If you say you are boycotting the election, what exactly are you doing? What are you doing?
Well,
you're not going to turn out for the election?
No, we are not. As a team, nobody from our team is going into the contest, meaning we have withdrawn from the contest. Our names and our pictures will not be found on the ballot sheet on election day, and neither are our supporters to going to the election grounds on Sunday to cast their vote. After the electoral area coordinators elections, we still felt that the party will at least listen to us and then address the grievances that we had brought before them. We sent a petition to the regional office. Nobody did anything about it. We sent a petition to the national office. Nobody did anything about it. We sent a petition to the Alternative Dispute Resolution Committee, which is chaired by the Honorable Cecilia Abnadapa. And up to now, nobody has done anything as far as the germane concerns we have raised as party members are concerned.
They have since accused the leadership of, among other things, playing the tribal card, hence their decision to boycott the election.
Party from 2016, 2020. Nisi kasem all the konyina no buy no esa say oya igbeni ntino ye na film patient poduro the dey as a woman organizer I do often mami soldier patient poduro no oya igbeni ye say nti ye ma ne nko ade nti na say yetna ho ma ni ba akopɛ better if I want so.
The Domi Kwabenya constituency executive elections is slated for May 1, 2022. Henry Kwesi Bedu, Dome Kwabenya, Accra.
Let's now turn our attention to the Central Region, where Richard Esun-Bonke, a vice chairperson aspirant in the Wutu Senya West constituency, has threatened to sue the Electoral Commission and the MPP should he lose the elections. According to him, an official photograph he took to appear on the ballot paper was deliberately swapped with the photograph he took at a funeral 2 years ago. Let's still stay in the region and speak to our resident correspondent, Akwesi Ado. Akwesi Ado, good evening. Welcome to Newsnight. How are these issues that have been raised by this man being addressed?
Okay, good evening, Kenneth. So from here in the Central Region, at the Ewutu Senya West constituency, let me say that counting has just begun, but we have had a score of party patrols of the NPP who have begun already jubilating because they think that their candidates are having a lead in the counting. But since being here in the morning, all processes were going on calmly until when we had a small misunderstanding. In that misunderstanding, we had one of the candidates contesting for the second vice chairman position, Richard Esun-Bonke, who was saying that the original photograph which he took to be appeared on the ballot paper was rather swapped for a photograph he took 2 years ago in which he was in morning clothing. So he has threatened to have the Electoral Commission and the NPP party here in the Wutu Senya East constituency sued should he lose the elections. During the misunderstanding, party elders approached him. They spoke to him, and then calm was restored here. But he says that once he loses the elections, he is going to take on the party and the EC for that anomaly that happened. Aside from that particular incident, let me say that the exercise here in the Wutu Senya East constituency at the constituency capital, Wutu Breku, has been peaceful so far.
Akwesi Ado, thank you very much for that report. We'll take you to the northern region concerning this MPP election, but first, Managing Director of State Transport Corporation, Nana Komia, has urged all MPP members to put the party first and seek to promote peace in the ongoing constituency elections. This follows some fisticuffs and misunderstandings at some centers in the ongoing elections.
Having 100 constituencies and there are a couple of flashpoints. You know, when you have the national elections, they will tell you, even before the election, they will tell you this place is a flashpoint and that place is a flashpoint. So it went well, generally. Oh, people would always have issues. I mean, that's why election is a contest. So after every contest, there will be people who would have an issue. Even when we're at school, when you write exams, school exams, class tests, those who don't do well, they always have issues. They will say that, you know, the questions they were expecting, somebody swerved them, the teacher swerved them, or somebody copied. You know, this class test or the marking wasn't good. I mean, how did I get this? You know, this is not my index number, you know, all kinds of things. So once there's a contest, you would always have some people who may feel aggrieved. Now you are looking at 1,000 delegates in 100 constituencies. That's 10,000 people. At the end of the day, the larger interest is the party. Like President Kufuor said, it's better to be a messenger in your party in government than a general secretary with a party in opposition. So a bona fide NDC member, MPP member, will see the larger interest of the party. Of course, the people who have emerged leaders, they have to reach out to those who feel aggrieved in the process. That definitely will be done. They will be encouraged to do that. In some instances, even national officers or regional officers will go to constituencies and try and assuage people who have been upset or hurt.
Let's still stay with the MPP as some aggrieved constituency aspirants of the party in Yendi have accused the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, and some stakeholders of the party of being the masterminds of the suspension of the Yendi constituency elections. This accusation comes after delegates were left stranded at scheduled venue of the elections in Yendi on April 28. Let's now speak to our correspondent there. And meanwhile, in a major shakeup, at least 6 constituency chairmen of the MPP in the northern region have lost their seats. We've been joined by Northern Regional Correspondent Alhassan Dibaba for the very latest. Dibaba, thank you very much for joining me tonight. What are those constituencies that have unseated their chairpersons, and what reasons were given?
Yeah, good evening. Like you rightly mentioned, many constituency chairmen of NPP in the northern region lost their seats yesterday during the MPP constituency elections. We can mention of Sanargo constituency, Tamale South constituency, Gushegu constituency, Bimbila constituency, Zabzugu constituency, and even Karga constituency. All these people lost their seats to new people. And many people are relating it to the fact that many supporters of the party are aggrieved. They feel like they have been left behind, and members or leaders of the party are enjoying the government, whilst the supporters who brought the party to power are not enjoying. So people are relating it to the fact that the supporters are aggrieved because they were not treated, or they are not being treated fairly.
Right.
So in the northern region, a whole lot of things are happening within the NPP currently. And we had information that the Nantum constituency elections, which was suspended yesterday, is likely to come on tomorrow, even though we have not had any official confirmation of that yet. But I was told by a reliable source that the elections will come on tomorrow. But I'm yet to speak to the regional secretary, Alhaji Siburu, to confirm this to me. But many people, in fact, many people, more than, I can't confidently say that one MPP constituency chairman has retained his or her post yet. I am yet to see one person being retained. Many of the executives, not only the chairman, many of the old executives have been kicked out. And the reasons are what I just told you.
Right. Now, aggrieved members in Yendi have been accusing leadership of the party over suspension of the elections there. How is their issue, and how similar are the cases in other constituencies in the region being handled?
Yes, the Yendi constituency is a special one, because if you look at the issue, the MP currently is the son of the former Vice President, Alhaji Aliu Mahama, who is not in good terms with the current chairman of the constituency, who is Chairman Nam. They are not in talking terms. And people are relating it to the fact that many opinion leaders and stakeholders of the party are sabotaging the current MP, who is Alhaji Farouk Aliu Mahama, in support of the current CEO of Maslock, Ajia Abibata Saibu, Shani Saibu. I can't confirm that yet, but we were told yesterday at the event that Alhaji Aminu Zwai, one of the Council of State members from the Northern region, is the mastermind behind this, and his good friend is the President of the Republic. So they are saying that the President, Mr. Amin, and some leaders of the party are behind what is happening to Alhaji Farouk Aliu Mahama currently. And let's send our mind back to something. About 123 delegates of the party were removed from their register, which brought a lot of agitations in the constituency, I mean the Yendi constituency. And the people said they were not going to agree to that. For that matter, if they don't bring the people back to the register, no constituency elections is going to take place in Yendi. And as we speak, it is the constituency elections of Yendi is still suspended. And we are not hearing anything positive of it.
Alhassan Dibaba, thank you very much for that report. He's our resident correspondent in the northern region. Let's bring you some more stories, as government has been urged to urgently educate the public to clear the confusion on the difference between the direct election of metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies and multi-party elections of MMDCs. In an exclusive interview with Metro TV, the executive director of IDEC, Dr. Emmanuel Akwete, suggested to the government to put in place much public education that will help support the successful implementation of the decision to transform the local government by enabling MMDCs to be elected on party cards. President Akufo-Addo has reiterated his commitment to repeal Article 553 of the 1992 Constitution, which bars political parties from participating in the election of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives. On 2nd December 2019, the government officially withdrew plans to hold a referendum on 17th December over the election of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives. Addressing the nation on Thursday, April 28, 2022, on a 30 years anniversary of the 1992 Constitution, the President, however, said the amendment of Article 553 of the Constitution would enable a healthy body politic, expressing commitment to realize that by leading a public discourse and ensuring a mass consensus.
Amendment of 55.3 is simply to create conditions that enable, that are suitable for political parties, different political parties, to now come into the executive arm of government and work together to deliver the development dividends. Do you see? It is not, the idea is not, because it's amended tomorrow, elections, and if the other party demands. So first of all, the parties have to learn to govern in the executive arm. They know how to work together in parliament. You see, but even in parliament, they're used to majoritarian situations. We are the majority. We have 20 seats difference, no matter what you do. So they say, oh, minority, you can have your say. But you know, the majority would have its way. So we will vote to overrule whether what you're saying is sensible or not. We'll use our numbers. They haven't gotten to a point like this hang parliament where now only one vote. So you have to negotiate, you have to bargain, you have to persuade. Sometimes you have to do a deal. Vote for the e-levy, support us, so we can give you 1, 2, 3, maybe certain projects in your regions or something. We will do that, and so on and so forth. We don't have that experience. It's a majoritarian system. The minority must always be pushed aside and so on. So there's a lot of learning to be done, but it can be done because there are many countries operating this system that looks new to us who will be willing to provide the training, the capacity building, but also the professionalism that both parties have undermined because, you know, they politicize the civil, they push their people in whether they have competence or not, and so on.
So some Ghanaians are also calling for a change in the 1992 Constitution. According to them, the Constitution in its current state has not been beneficial, as stated by the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, in his address on Thursday.
Are not benefiting for the Constitution right now because of the way things are going right now. You should just look around and see how things are very expensive. And even the tickets, the revenues has also been increased to 2 cities. Before it was 1 city. Right now it has been 2 cities. So people are still complaining about the whole situation in this country right now. So I think the government is supposed to do something about it.
Ghanaians are suffering. There is no money. I think the constitution should be reviewed so that it will benefit Ghanaians.
There are a lot of things in the constitution that needs to change. If there is a review of the constitution, it would promote peace.
It's true we have to amend the constitution because part of the constitution doesn't suit us. So we need to amend it. Then it will better we Ghanaians.
Are you aware the e-levy starts on Sunday? Well, we'll tell you about that and more after the break. Hello again. The Ghana Revenue Authority has indicated that the implementation of the 1.5% electronic transfer levy will be done in phases. In a letter to all charging entities on Thursday, the GRA said it has observed some of the charging entities were not to fully integrate with the e-levy management system, hence its decision.
The Ghana Revenue Authority indicated that the decision to phase the implementation is due to the assessment of the readiness of the charging entities. The implementation of the e-levy, which is due from Sunday, May 1, 2022, is causing some to be anxious about the additional tax they would have to be dealing with. The Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram, Sam George, recently said he believes the Ghana Revenue Authority is not fully prepared to begin the implementation of the e-levy. The Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament's Communications Committee said the GRA is yet to meet the necessary requirements for the implementation of the controversial tax. But the GRA itself has insisted that it is ready to begin collection of the new tax, despite the legal action filed against the Supreme Court by the minority in Parliament against the passage of the law granting the collection of the tax.
So, as you may know by now, the electronic levy will be implemented from May 1, 2022. The Ghana Revenue Authority has issued administrative guidelines for the implementation of the e-levy. Let's take a look at them. And it says an electronic transfer levy is imposed on 1.5% on electronic transfers. The levy is charged on an electronic transfer at the time of the transfer. The levy applies to the following transfers. A. Mobile money transfers done between accounts on the same electronic mobile money issuer. B. Mobile money transfers from an account on one electronic money issuer to a recipient on another electronic money issuer. C. Transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts. D. Transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts, transferring money from an individual's or entity's bank account to another individual's or entity's mobile money wallet. This includes payouts to mobile money wallets from gaming and games of chance such as lottery and betting. The electronic transfer levy applies to the following transfers as specified in the second schedule to the Act. A. Mobile money transfers done between accounts on the same electronic money issuer, sending money from a mobile money wallet to another individual or entity on the same platform. B. Mobile money transfers from an account on one electronic money issuer to a recipient on another electronic money issuer, sending money from a mobile money wallet on one platform to another individual or entity's mobile money wallet on another platform. C. Transfers from bank accounts to mobile money wallets, transferring money from an individual's or entity's bank account to another individual's or entity's mobile money wallet. This includes payouts to mobile money wallets from gaming and games of chance such as lottery and betting. D. Transfers from mobile money accounts to bank accounts, transferring money from an individual's or entity's mobile money wallet to another individual or entity's bank account. E. Bank transfers to an instant pay digital platform or application originating from a bank account belonging to an individual, subject to a threshold to be determined by the Minister of Finance. And Metro News is learning that the team to ensure implementation of the e-levy at the Ghana Revenue Authority are in a closed-door meeting ahead of its implementation on May 1, 2022. My colleague Alberta Bisiu was at the GRA office this morning.
I'm going to withdraw my money. That's it. If e-levy is going to work, I'm going to withdraw all my money from my money.
So when are you prepared to withdraw it? Because today is Friday 29th and it's starting on Sunday 1st May.
I think from today going there, if I went home, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my Ghana card, then my ID, then go to MTN Mobile Money straight, then remove all my money from there.
So moving forward, after today or after 1st May, if somebody wants to send you money, how should the person do it?
Oh, say I'm using bank account. I have bank account. Then I work with the bank too. So.
Okay, so are you going to go into the bank with your check or your ATM card or what are you going to do?
Oh, that's why I have my ATM card. I'll use my ATM. Okay. As my SIM card now.
The Ghana Revenue Authority on 27th May 2022 issued a statement spelling out its readiness or preparedness to implement the electronic levy. Despite some injunctions, it is keen on implementing its mandate. Also, my visit to the GRA has revealed that the implementation team is in a closed-door meeting to ensure that everything goes on smooth come 1st May. Also, some banks have sent alerts to their customers, reminding them of the upcoming implementation of the e-levy that is relating to wallet to bank transfer and bank to wallet transfer. We will continue to follow this up and bring you more in our subsequent bulletin. Alberta BCU, Metro News, Ghana Revenue Authority, Accra.
Thanks, Alberta. Let's stay a bit more on the e-levy because the Member of Parliament for North Ton Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa says they will cite government and the Ghana Revenue Authority for contempt if they proceed with the implementation of the e-levy.
We have already served notice that if government proceeds to implement the unconstitutional e-levy, we will cite them for contempt. We remain resolutely committed to that assurance we gave the Ghanaian people. We are clear in our minds that once an application for an injunction has been filed and the parties have been served, the authorities are clear that you need to stay execution. You do not have to proceed to do anything that undermines the authority of the court. It is important to emphasize that we have confidence in our case and the grounds upon which we have made these applications before the Apex Court. Article 1041 of the Constitution is very clear that a decision of Parliament must be arrived at when half of members are present and voting. So if 137 could not take a decision, could not reject the budget, how can an inferior number of 136 purport to have taken a decision to have passed this repugnant, regressive, punitive, obnoxious e-levy, and they are going ahead with that unconstitutionality? It's impunity. It's about disregard, disrespect. And they think that the courts will do nothing to them. They think they are above the law. Look, we cannot build a democratic society if there are sections of society who wield power. Those who have power, the onus is even on them to conduct themselves in an exemplary manner so that all Ghanaians will look at them and be inspired.
The question is, how ready are you for the e-levy? Well, the Public Relations Officer of the Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana, Charles Ado, says mobile money agents across the country are ready for the implementation of the e-levy.
As we speak now, government is in major stakeholder meeting with the major stakeholders, as you rightly stated, GNRA, Communication Authority, NCA, and the Ministry of Finance, and other major stakeholders, the telcos. Most of them are saying that there is lapses and therefore government is 95% ready for this implementation. For us as agents, whatever transpires, we are there. But ours is to make sure that the needful is done. When the system is in place, we operate on the system, and therefore, if the systems are in place, we'll be able to take it up from there. That can mediate the gap between the interest rate and the hardship that we face out there. It's going to be a very big challenge, and that will not help the government of the day to accumulate the stated revenue as it has estimated. As I keep saying that we are always there. We are waiting for the technical aspect to be implemented so that we will take full glare.
You're still watching News 9 here on Metro TV with me, Kenneth. Jesse, return from the break with the latest in business. Stay with us. You're welcome back. It's now time for business, and Winston Taki is standing by with the latest.
Thank you, Ken. Now it's time to bring your business right after this. And now to a false business story. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers predict that some prices of petroleum products are expected to go up by 3% from May 1st, 2022. While prices of petrol and diesel will go up marginally, liquefied petroleum gas will go down. It explained that based on the current average price of crude oil of $104.56 per barrel, resulting in $1,057.44 per metric ton for petrol and $1,138 per metric ton for diesel on the international market, coupled with the exchange rate of $1 to 7 cedi, 81 pesos, and the government's tax rebate of 15 pesos per litre still in place. It is expecting the ex-pump prices of fuel for the next pricing window from 1st of May to 15th of May 2022 to go up. Copper projects petrol to sell at 9 cedi 53 pesos per litre, about 0.4% increase, whilst diesel will go up for 10 cedi 82 pesos per litre, that is 3% increase during the next pricing window. On the other hand, it said liquefied petroleum gas is likely to be sold at about 10 cedi and 93 pesos per kilogram, showing a reduction of about 21 pesos, that is 2% over that of the previous window. The expected increase in fuel prices, OPEC pointed out, primarily due to the falling dollar exchange rate and increase in prices of finished products, that is petrol and diesel, on the international market. Despite the falling crude oil prices during the beginning of this pricing window, price of diesel went up marginally because of supply challenges. Away from that, there is a lot of hype going on right now about non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs. This can be exciting to you, terrifying, or both. Is it about the fear of missing out of the craze to earn money, or just some fuss about digital art? In this story, my colleague Bright Aminins explains what NFTs is all about.
February alone, NFT sales hitting $340 million. That's up from $12 million in December.
In music, the Kings of Leon releasing an NFT-only album. In social media, Jack Dorsey's first tweet selling for nearly $3 million.
You had it right, $69 million US. Just imagine buying a picture for this much. You can digitally represent any asset, including online-only assets like digital artwork and real assets such as real estate. Other examples of assets that NFTs can represent include in-game items like avatars, digital and non-digital collectibles, domain names, and event tickets. Even musicians are selling their works through NFTs.
They now can have a place because, you know, you know, you can do something or create a song or create a video or create art, and, you know, it can connect with somebody that you would never think that you would be able to connect with.
Mayowa Alabi is an experienced graphics designer who has already made millions of dollars from selling his art through non-fungible tokens, NFTs.
Inspired by Danfo Driver and make a painting, and then someone all the way from New York sees it and spend like $4,000 on that.
The question here is, how do NFTs work? What makes NFTs this interesting?
This video of a monstrous dunk by LeBron James. The clip recently sold as a digital trading card for $208,000.
It will be awesome to get the original and only versions of things. But are they really what you are getting?
Essentially, when you buy an NFT, you're not buying the horse. The horse is somewhere else. You're buying the racing papers that say, here's where the horse came from, here's who's owned it over all these years, here's this horse's record.
Essentially a long string of numbers and letters. It's a code that exists on the Ethereum blockchain.
All these could be lost in just a second.
You're buying access to a code that runs through a gateway online. If the gateway, effectively the website, goes down, you've lost whatever you just bought.
Director of Business Operations with Dalis Finance, Joe Jackson, has only one advice for anyone interested in venturing into non-fungible tokens.
If you don't understand what the business you're going in, because the market can go up and can come down. And like everything else, if you don't understand, please don't get into it.
The current craze in digital art is real and is accompanied by fear of missing out and causing large inflows of finance. Risk appetite and greed seems to be high. It appears to be a bubble. How long will it last? Will it continue to go higher? No one knows. At least I do not. What I am much more certain of is that the technology hype cycle will play out.
That was a report by my colleague Bright Amedin. Now, away from that, financial journalists have been admonished to report data-backed stories necessary for a robust financial sector development. According to Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Philip Abredu Otu, this will inject confidence into the economy.
The two-day training workshop brought together financial journalists from across Ghana who were given training in specialized areas in finance, policies, and the banking sector. Speaking at the workshop, the managing director at EcoBank, Daniel Saki, called on journalists to provide sensitive information to citizens and stakeholders on the need for financial inclusion.
It is important that as JBA people and your stakeholders, we are able to improve education on financial inclusion. A large portion of our economy, about 70%, is informal. So clearly, most of our reportage today are focusing on the formal sector. How do we expand reportage? How do we expand information gathering to make sure that we can include the informal sector?
Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Philip Abradu, urged journalists to help inject confidence in the economy through their reportage.
How far the government must do its part on the private sector. They also have to do their part, supported by the banks. And all these things should contribute in driving confidence. But on your part, you as a salesman must also sell the story. And to sell the story, you need appropriate data. And to get the appropriate data, you need to go to the source. You need to go to the source, get the appropriate data, and then put out a balanced reportage.
The president of the Journalists for Business Advocacy, Suleiman Mustafa, was enthused about the impact of the training.
This training seeks to fill the knowledge gap as to how to report various topics professionally, which with a view to enhancing the collective effort to achieve and sustain macroeconomic stability and growth by delivering news and analysis accurately without bias, and to meet the requirement needs of credibility.
The workshop was powered by the Bank of Ghana in collaboration with EcoBank Ghana.
That'll be all for business here on News 9. My name is Winston Take. Back to Ken for the rest of the bulletin. Ken?
Thank you very much, Winston, for that business update. You're still watching News 9 here on Metro TV. We're back with the latest in sports with Phil John Corte. Stay with us.
Welcome back. My name is Phil John Quarter, and it's time for sports. Let's focus on women's football and focus on the national and the 17 national team. That is the Black Ladies. They are preparing to take on their counterparts from Guinea-Conakry in a World Cup qualifier tomorrow at the Keko Sports Stadium. Baba Nuru is in charge of the team.
Yes, it's a home game, all right, but our aim is not to get more goals. Our aim is to qualify and move to the next stage. If we are even getting a half goal, that will propel us to the next stage. It's welcome. If you are getting 100 goals, that will send us to the next stage. It's welcome. But our aim is not to play ultimately to get more goals, but to qualify. Whichever form that we are going to play to qualify to the next stage, I think that is what we have been working for.
We are not scared of anything because with the training we have gone through, I believe in my team and the coach, I believe in him. That with the training he has given to us, we are going to beat everyone and qualify to the World Cup. This is my first time, but there's no pressure on me because with the help of my teammates, we will achieve our target.
I wouldn't say because they are new, but G3, yes, because every player, even at the top level, sometimes players can get those kind of begging chances and they will not be able to convert them. And what is most important is to try and work, repeat it, and then let them put it into practice. Then you pray that when it comes in match situation, they will be able to convert it. So I think on our return, that is what we have been doing. We have been working, practicing, putting it in game situations, and then making it real. So I'm very sure that once we get those kind of chances in the game, definitely we'll be able to take them.
That's your sports. My name is Phil John Quarter. Swidwa is standing by for the latest in showbiz, my dear.
Thank you, Phil. It's time for entertainment news. My name is Asiedua Akumia. Highly celebrated Ghanaian actress Jackie Appiah shared a few points on how she has managed herself and her career all these years during an interview on Entertainment Review.
Not easy at all. Having to, like she said, you get there, but the work begins on how to maintain the stardom.
Yes.
And it's a very difficult task. Now, I remember I was driving here and somebody just crossed me. I wanted to insult the person. I say, yes, I can't do that. You can't insult the person. Relax, calm down.
Oh, no.
Your privacy is taken from you. You can't react. So I know once I agreed to accept the mantle, to take the mantle, I know that it comes with responsibility. It comes with patience, a lot of patience, to be humble. I remember my early beginnings. Some people get the stardom and they begin to feel like a god, and they forget everyone around them and they start disrespecting. But I remember where I'm coming from. When I'm going astray, I have people, I listen to advice as well. When I'm going astray or I'm doing something that's wrong, I make myself approachable. People can talk to me, people can advise me. So I listen. It's very difficult. When you become a star, you feel like you're a god. So you don't listen to advice, you do things however you want. But I always remember where I'm coming from. You need prayer, you need God as well, and I listen to advice. I have a management team, when they see I'm going astray, they advise me, I listen, I have my family members who support me, I'm still the same old Jackie.
Right.
I see myself as Jackie and not Jackie the star, so making yourself approachable, having to be patient, it all counts, ignoring things that are said about you, just...
Now, in the early hours of April 29, Ghanaian rapper Famaya released a second album, Songs of Peter. According to Famaya and Boomplay, in a joint statement, said the 13-track album leverages on the prevailing and old highlife tunes to celebrate the long-standing and distinctive genre. The album enlisted highlife legend Oforian Ponsa, Kwesi Arthur, Pure Akan, and Famaya's close-knit music family made up of Amacha the Rapper, Akoda Sidin, and Sazwe. Longtime collaborator and friend Liquid Beats is credited with the production of 12 out of 13 songs on the album. P. Wizzle produced one track titled One Day. The highly anticipated album is exclusively available on Boomplay, Africa's largest music streaming platform, following a partnership deal. Well, that's it for entertainment news. My name is Asiedua Akumia. Kenneth?
Thank you very much, Asiedua. International news is next. Rebel leaders have killed at least 6 soldiers in an attack on a military outpost in Southeastern Central African Republic, the latest reported incident in a decade-long conflict. A local official and a hospital director have said members of an alliance of armed groups known as the Coalition of Patriots for Change assaulted a military camp on the outskirts of Bakuma town early on Thursday morning, said a local government official who did not wish to be named for security reasons. 6 soldiers and 4 rebels were killed, he said. The attack was confirmed by the head of a hospital in a nearby city, also on condition of being anonymous, where bodies and wounded soldiers were taken. So at 8 p.m., we have a documentary about the origins of Zongos here in Accra. Let's take a look at it.
Zongo has come to be widely.
Right, and that's all time we'll allow for this edition of Newsnight. We came to you live from our studios here at Northridge in Accra. My name is Kenneth. Jesse, thanks for watching. Have a good night.